wonderful time for you guys to hear the love story of Vic and Pancing. And I'm going to welcome up my mom, Verna, their daughter, to read to you their love stories. I think it would be very appropriate for you guys to hear that today and to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. So, Mom, come on up. Hello. My name is Verna. I think most of you know me, but I'm the oldest and most favorite daughter of Pancing and Vic. On behalf of our whole family, the Balbido family, I would just like to thank you all for coming today. We appreciate all your friendships, your love, your support for my parents while here in the States and even when we were still in the Philippines. So to tell you a little bit about their love story, per se, in the year 1966, my father, Vic, was playing a starring role in an operetta at the University of Bohol. When he glanced in the audience, and he laid eyes on this beautiful woman. This beautiful woman was, of course, my mom, Pancing. She was a student at the time at Silliman University in the Philippines, but she was visiting University of Bohol to see her sister perform. But of course, it was in God's plan that the two of them would be in the same place that day. The next time they met, Pancing was the school librarian at the University of Bohol, while Vic was the student. Now, before you all gasp and say, oh, how scandalous, Vic was older than Pancing, even though he was a student, because he spent his younger days in the seminary, and that's why he got behind in his schooling and became one of the older students at the university. They met in the library, and they were introduced by a mutual friend, and there was an immediate spark. He started to court her, going to her house and visiting her, as this was the conservative custom in that day. They could only sit across from each other in the beginning of their courting, never sitting next to each other, as was the custom. That's kind of boring. And also, Papa just told me that one of you, I think it's Boy Makindan, was their messenger. Of course, this was before they could text each other or email or Facebook or Twitter, whatever, however people communicate nowadays. But they had a whirlwind romance, as my papa called it, only going steady for 8 months before they tied the knot in the United Church of Christ in Bohol. And obviously that day was exactly today, February 18th, 1967. So after a year they got married, they had me, their firstborn, and then 2 years later, my little brother, Evan. And together, the four of us lived in Tacloban City, and we had a happy life. And 21 years later, after they said I do, my parents decided to make a huge change in their lives and make our way to the land of opportunity, America. We finally settled down here in Southern California, and my parents both worked very hard, earning enough to live comfortably and able to visit the Philippines as often as they could. And soon after we settled here, that's where I met my husband, Robert, and married him, and Evan met and married Ruby. And then fast forward 9 years after that, our children were born, Rachel, the MC here, Joshua, and Christian. And then soon after the grandkids were born, it was a timely decision as they were deciding where to retire. And so they decided to move up to Petaluma, which where my family lives, Robert and I and our kids live. And they decided to move up there, leaving behind my brother's family, and to help take care of my kids while I was attending nursing school. So I really can't thank them enough for all the sacrifice that they have made to take care of my family, and we are truly indebted to both of you for eternity. So now they live in Petaluma, where it's a much slower pace, and yes, the rest is history. Thank you very much again for all.
Wow, that's a wonderful story. We're so thankful that they met so many years ago, and we're so happy to be here today to celebrate that story. Now, we'd like to introduce our first musical performance of the afternoon, the extremely talented Junior and Eden Taguenca. Let's give them a hand to welcome them.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eden, and my husband is Junior. We call him June. This is unrehearsed, actually, but thank you for that wonderful intro. Extremely talented. Now everybody's expecting we're really talented. We want to share this song, Core Store, celebrates Vic and Pancing. Happy anniversary. You made it through your 50, and I'm wishing you more anniversaries to come. Make it to 60, 70, 75, 80, and so on and so forth. He doesn't even know what to say. Can you dance? No, Vic and Pancing, you can dance with this one.
I know we're standing line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if you go someplace today, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. And afterwards we're dropping to a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see in your eyes that you despise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a line to you, for me it's true. It never seems to sound right before. I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right and black confused, my hair starts to hang on the right so. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
You guys want more? Sorry. Thanks, Junior and Eden. Now I'd like to take you on the journey of sorts. Imagine yourself traveling back to the 1960s and enjoy taking a glimpse into the lives of our celebrants, Vic and Pancing, and their family. Shout out to my dad, Evan Balbido, for creating this awesome video.
Wait for 1 second. Please.
While we wait, Rachel's gonna sing for us. Thank you anymore.
I'm not gonna sing, no, sorry.
mentioned that one of those songs there, our Lolo taught him how to play that, and me and my brother as well, so it's like, that means a lot more to hear him play that for them. And that was all from memory, by the way, so that just shows how awesome he is. Give him a round of applause again. Okay, so since we were gonna have an inspirational message, but we're gonna skip ahead in the program. And next up, we're gonna have another musical selection, and it's going to be our special guest, Boy Makindang and Joel Vigal, and someone who needs no introduction, Vic Balbido.
Sound. Vic and Pancing. The trio of Lubog-Ganon. Tagalubog ng Tulo. You want more? You want more? Yeah, one more. kisses, every winter, every summer, every fall. When we are far apart, oh, when you're near me, love you with all your heart, as I love you. Don't give me your love for a moment or an hour. Love me always as you love me from the start, with every beat of your Just promise me this, that you'll give me all your kisses, every winter, every summer, every give me your love for a moment or an hour. Love me always as you love me from the start, with every beat of your heart. More practice.
More practice. Though we would like all of our family and friends physically here with us tonight, unfortunately not everyone can come. So here are some of them joining us in spirit through airwaves. Video. Congratulations on your 50th year anniversary, and would you join me in congratulating them? Now, Vic has asked me to share a message that would be appropriate for an occasion such as this. And he said that I have till, is it 8 p.m.? So, I have to admit, I don't know much about Vic. I just met him recently, but I do know his son, Evan, and his son, Evan's son, Christian. And I've gotten to know them over the course of years because we would meet at the annual Bible conferences, and so I've developed a good relationship with Vic's son. And though I don't know much about Vic, I'm going to share something that I think is going to contribute to the success of their marriage. But before I do, I would like to talk about some life experiences so that we can identify with these things before I share a spiritual principle. So I'm going to use some life experiences to help develop the spiritual principle
that I'm going to provide at the end. I'd like to preface my comments by simply saying that the spiritual side of things is not intended to bore anybody here, and it's not about the church affiliation. So if you're, say for example, if you're a Catholic, if you're Baptist, if you're Methodist or Presbyterian, it doesn't matter what church you belong to, because what I'm going to speak on is the result of what's found in the Word of God. Now, I want to share something as well with regards to marriage so that it'll strengthen what I'm going to present this afternoon. Every 36 seconds, a couple here in America winds up in divorce. That means at the end of the day, 2,400 couples decide to call it quits in one day. That means 876,000 couples a year end up in divorce. And the statistics say that 50% of the marriages in America will divorce. 6% will see 50 years of marriage. Congratulations, Vic. And as such, we should look at what keeps them together, because they have what it takes to stay together. They're speaking from experience. They're living proof that whatever they have been doing over the course of their 50 years has worked. Anybody else here experience 50 years of marriage? Almost. Anybody experience 40 years?
Yes.
Okay. 30?
60.
60? This month I've experienced 18 years, so I'm not even halfway there yet. But we can see that it's rare. So what we need to do is find out how can we make our marriages work. Would you agree with that? We want to stay together. So let me just go through some of these life experiences and then the spiritual principle. Number one, you'll probably recall that when you first started driving, you needed someone who had experience to teach you how to drive. Correct? You needed someone who was the expert to come alongside to explain that a red light means stop, a green light means go, and a yellow light means to go faster. Right? We all know that. And we needed someone to come alongside and oversee us as we're driving for the first or second time. Because behind the wheel, it's a little nerve-wracking and uncomfortable. You're driving 3 tons of steel on a surface where there's other people driving as well. And so it's not until you do this on a regular basis that you start to get familiar with driving, and all of a sudden, instead of using 2 hands, you're using 1, right? And that's because you become proficient, you're comfortable, you're experienced, and that's all because someone cared enough to teach you how to drive. Now, sometimes you go to school and you learn through classroom experience, and then they take you out on the road and so on, through the DMV. So we understand, and I think all of us, if we're drivers, we know that we just didn't learn on our own. We had to watch somebody, someone had to coach us, someone had to assist us, and then eventually we can go off on our own. We can purchase a car, we can drive on our own, and so on. So we're thankful for those who spent the time to teach us how to drive. And those teachers started with protocol. Those teachers started with principles. Those teachers